light middleweight division, Larry Ekundayo in the green and white shorts versus Samet Hyuseinov in the black and white shorts. And I'm looking forward to this one, Mene.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I've seen Larry before boxing the prize fighter, and I've been using an undercard for the prize fighter, and he boxed very well. I've done a bit of work for him back in the day in the gym. He trains hard.
Trained by Harry Andrews, and he's up against Samet Hyuseinov, who's had 9, 1 fight, 1 KO, and lost 4, been stopped twice. He's never won in the UK. He's only ever won in Bulgaria, and it'd be interesting to see if the layoffs had any effect on Larry. And he's got good feet straight away, Ekundayo, and you can see why people call him natural. He's got a really, really good style, moving off his feet very well, gets his feet into position really, really nicely. He'll be a little bit nervous, Larry, won't he? He's been out for a little while. Sometimes when you've had a few fights, Mene, and you've got the wind, you kind of want to keep that momentum going, but you know, for reasons he hasn't been able to fight, and you know, for whatever reason, and he's back in now. Will that be playing on his mind at all, do you think?
It may do, but I think once you're out there under the lights and the heat's on you, you know you just got to put it on. You know what I mean? You just got to do the work. Just got in there and do it.
He's sold a hell of a lot of tickets, Larry. He's always had a good following. And so it's filling up here nicely, up away into ahead of us and to our right and to our left. And I say this show has been sold out over 4 weeks ago. And hopefully those of you that didn't get a ticket are watching the stream now and enjoying the fight still. And it's been a quiet first round so far. Larry just working his way into it, just having a little look at this Hyuseinov. And that's the trouble when you've got someone coming over from Bulgaria or some of these Eastern Europeans. Then it's hard to know a lot about these opponents.
Yeah, Larry's doing the right thing, taking it professionally and having a look at his opponent in the first round.
Good shot there. Good shot from Ekundayo there. Great shot.
Good shot. Very good timing.
Just so natural, isn't he? You know, that's why he's called that. He looks very, very good. He floats around the ring. He's got good feet, good lateral movement. Moves in and out, so he's just trying to test all the time, isn't he? He's just trying to look for openings. And Hyuseinov almost looked like he's pulling back straight away, isn't he? He's really back on that back foot, Hyuseinov. He's obviously had a look at Ekundayo and knows that he's going to bring problems to the table, and just missing with that right hand there. It's a good jab to the body. And again, great jab to the body there, man. And just having a little look, Larry, isn't he? He's just doing a really, really good, nice, confident first round. Doesn't look like he's been away, does it?
No, it doesn't. He's just picking the shots nice and well, not overworking himself. He's taking a good look at him. That's exactly what you want to do.
Just missed with that right hand there. Missed with a left hook just a minute ago. Just went over the top of Hyuseinov as he rolled underneath. Looks in really good shape. Larry, you can see as he throws the jab there, the muscles across his arms and his back there tense up. He's always in good condition.
He looks sharp as well.
So, obviously, he's a former prize fighter. When it was only his second fight, when he only had 2 fights when he went into the prize fighter. You know, he beat some good guys, and Craig McEwen and Chris Colster and Terry Carruthers. So, you know, he didn't have it easy in the prize fighter, and he come away with that. And I say, only to go in the prize fighter after the second fight and win it like he did. You can see Al Smith and Eddie Lamb in the corner, just helping there. And you can see Mene, Hyusenov's corner's asked him to move a little bit more. You can just see away to the right of your camera. Just asked him to move a little bit more, and then the crowd's throwing some programs around here and enjoying themselves. And it's a good atmosphere. It's very warm in here this evening. It's 26 degrees outside. There's a lot of people in here. And the heat won't play effect. Talking about the main event a little bit later on, Mene, everyone's in here, and the heat, that might help coming into the main event with it being so hot.
That's very true. Very true.
Ghanaian. That's coming up a little bit later on. Like I said, we schedule it to be anywhere between 9 and 10 o'clock, depending on how the undercard fights go. Referee just having a word in the corner here with Hyuseinov's thing. Oh, just having his shoelaces tied, just off to the right of your camera. I don't know if you can see. Maybe you should get Velcros next time, innit?
Definitely.
So again, round 2. The green and white of Larry, the natural Ekundayo, and you can see up away to his banner, which is just off your screen, www.larrythenatural.com. Good shot there, and that's a wobbly leg there from Hyuseinov, and Larry would have played it. You know, he's a class act. He's very talented in that right hand whips in again, and it's good to see him back on the scene. And it's the second Mohican we've seen tonight. Man, it seems to be a new craze.
I might get Mohican next week.
Nice movement there from Hyuseinov, just moving out the way. As he just looks to continue, I would say, hopefully Larry now with his problems out the way can come forward and start to fight more regularly. Originally born in Nigeria, now resides in Stoke Newington. Again, looking for that 1-2, just a little bit too far out that time, just fell a little bit short. And Hyuseinov does seem a bit wary now of that right hand whipping through, just keeping that left hand a bit tighter, and Larry looking to whip that left hook into the body.
Hyysenov's not even throwing anything concussive at the moment.
Left hook just missing there, just knocking the hand out of the way, just whistling past. Have a little look from Larry, good little movement there. Just dipping his shoulders from left to right, just trying to see for the openings. Right hand again, just off the whiskers of Hyuseinov. And again for the second round, very, very controlled here, man.
Yeah, most definitely. Larry's going into the fight very well. He's looking for his openings and picking his openings.
Is there anything Hyuseinov can do, or is Larry just a class above?
I think Larry's just a class above. Hyuseinov needs to throw more for starters. He's not keeping Larry off him or keeping Larry occupied. Larry's having his own way. He's his own way, beg my pardon. And Hyuseinov needs to do a bit more.
Do you think that's because he's been caught with that big right hand that wobbled him? Do you think he's nervous to let his shots go now?
Yeah, maybe he's a bit nervous, and then he's slightly recovery.
So going to the second round, like I say, it was a good shot there from Larry in the second round. Just wobbled the legs of Hyuseinov. Like I say, if you are watching via the stream, Boxing Evolution TV.
Alright guys, let's just have a little look at some of the Twitter comments we've got going on. We've got Ryan Bivens here. He said Andreas Evangelou, TKO round 3. Richard Bolotnitz, I don't know what that means there, but anyway, thanks for your tweet. Keep the hashtag Commie vs Buckland tweets coming in, and we'll give you a shout out and join in the conversation. Get involved, guys. Thank you.
So there we go. For those of you that are watching by the stream, as Matt said, you can get in contact with us at Boxing Evolution on Twitter. Be nice. So we're currently at bout 7. Larry Ekundayo versus Samet Hyuseinov. Larry comfortably ahead, with a good right hand in the second round. And he's just switched to southpaw to start this third round, Mene.
Yeah, he's getting a bit more comfortable now. Dropping his hands, switching to southpaw, trying to look for other angles and openings now.
Nice left hand, a good movement there from the southpaw stance of Larry. And he seems comfortable, I think, in the first 2 rounds now, Mene. I think he knows Hyysenov's not going to cause him any problems, and he's going to have a little bit of fun now and show his class.
This is it. Well, Hyuseinov is just staying in the show, so Larry can do what he wants. If that's the case, he can go and get a few rounds under the bank.
And that's with the southpaw stance against the orthodox. What the southpaw can do is get obviously his front foot on the outside of the front foot of the orthodox fighter, and he can spin off in a direction away from the right hand, and that could cause some problems for Hyuseinov, because if Larry can spin off round, then he can whip that left hook round, and I think he'd be able to catch Hyuseinov. So he certainly had good success, and he looks just as stylish in the southpaw stance as he does in the orthodox stance.
He does. And his timing is very, very accurate, and Hyuseinov at the minute has not got a clue.
He's just a true professional, isn't he? He's got the game down. And it'd be interesting to see how far do you think he's going? I mean, the light middleweight division is a good division. There's a lot of good guys out there. Obviously, like I say, like Larry, I'm sure will have a nice right hand there. So, you know, he fought some good guys in the prize fighter. You know, Terry Carruthers, when he fought him, was, you know, 11 wins, 13 losses. Chris Castle, when he fought him, was 16 wins and 2 losses. And Craig Wakuma was 21 and 2 at the time. So, you know, he's brought some really, really good guys. So, oh, it's a good shot. Lovely, lovely shot there. We've got Don Charles away to our right, who's enjoying it, jumping up and down as well, and some great stuff from Larry. I'm glad he's back, because for British boxing, he's a pleasure to watch.
That's a very good shot there. Caught him nicely timed. He's just picking away at him, to chipping away.
Good shot there. And he looks really, really comfortable in both stances. I mean, switch hitting, Mene, as you know, and people watching at home may or may not know, that switch hitting is a really, really hard skill to master. I know you think it's the same the other way around, but it is very, very difficult, and only very few fighters can look comfortable. And it's not necessarily the shots, it's the movement, isn't it? The way you move in a southpaw stance can be completely different, and that's why a lot of people find it comfortable, but Larry seems to do it really, really well, and looks just as comfortable in southpaw as he does in orthodox. Was you ever a switch hitter? Mene, have you ever switched before?
No, not really. I've switched a few times, but I just stick to the one game plan. I wouldn't really change the angle from bounce to southpaw to orthodox.
And again, a nice comfortable round there for Larry. Schedule 6, the light middleweight division. Those who just joined us in the green and white, it's Larry Ekundayo versus Samet Hyuseinov. We've got Larry comfortably ahead after 3 rounds. He rocked Hyuseinov heavily in the second round, although he didn't get the knockdown. He's switched from orthodox to southpaw, and he's very, very much in control so far. Again, is it just more of the same from Larry or Hyuseinov? Is there a point where you've got to say to Hyuseinov, if you're in Hyysenov's corner, that you've got to go and have a go and try and throw something at this kid?
Yeah, he has to, but I don't think he will. I think he'd be happy to just try and see the fight through, you know?
Is that a point where he knows he can probably, Larry can hurt him at any time? And like you say, I think he's just comfortable enough to get to the end of the round. Obviously, he brings a mixed record to the table, like I say, 5 wins and 4 losses. But hasn't won in the UK. All of his wins coming in Bulgaria, as we said before. Every time he's come to the UK, he's fought the likes of Joe Mullender, who stopped him in 5. Mark Coombs, who stopped him in 7. So, you know, it's he seems to wear late in the later rounds. And in my opinion, I think Larry could probably stop him when he wanted to. I think Larry looks like he's trying to get the rounds under his belt, Mene.
Yeah, well, if I was Larry, I'd try and get the rounds under my belt. He's had a long time out, but his sharpness is still there. He showed that he's been training. But yeah, it'd be nice to just get the rounds under your belt, really. But I also like the way Larry controls the fight. He's not too erratic. He fights at his own pace.
And that's a good point. He is, isn't he? Although he's had him hurt, he hasn't gone crazy. What a shot! Lovely counter right hand there. Just drop the shoulder and then drop the right hand over the top. And as you say, Mene, in the second round he had the guy hurt. He didn't try and rush and go crazy. And he's just controlling nicely. Nice shot there from.
In response to Neil Newman on Twitter, what time is Mustard Mike due to ring walk? We haven't got his exact time yet. We'll keep you updated.
Mustard Mike's due next. He's up next after this fight. So depending on when this fight ends or when he comes to Mustard Mike making his pro debut coming up on this after this fight, and again another comfortable round for Larry. Is there anything he's got to do differently, Mene? Would you change anything? Would you ask Mene to try and get the? Would you ask Larry to try and get the stoppage, or would you be happy to leave him as he is?
If you could get the stoppage, it would be nice, but I'd be happy to leave him to just go to a point victory and get rounds under his belt.
So there's always this saying in boxing about we don't get paid for overtime. So do you think that Larry's right to try and get the rounds in, or do you think he should not get paid overtime and he should try and get the knockout if he could? What's your school of thought on it?
Me personally, I think that time out, he's done a few rounds now. He can go long and sloppy. But if he's to go the distance, he can help his runs.
Yeah, I tend to agree. As he's been out for such a long time, the rounds under his belt will help. And just get any ring rust that he's had just off of him. And to be fair, for the first second, he hasn't looked like he's had any ring rust at all, has he, Mene? But it'll be interesting to see how he goes on now. I would say Hyuseinov has been stopped. So Hyuseinov has been stopped a couple of times later on in the rounds. So it'll be interesting to see. Nice right hand again there from Larry, just missing. And we've lost our monitor now, Mene. We've switched to a different monitor now. So good movement again there from a lovely footwork there. Just a little slip in, changed his feet, and looks like he's having a little bit of fun.
I see it. Larry is producing the goods today, definitely. Nice sharp right hand there. Hands down, nice and confident, nice natural movement.
Nice sharp right uppercut there, and then the left hand from Larry. And do you know what, with the light middleweights out there, he's right in the mix there, couldn't he? Give him a couple more fights, I guess. Not because it was talent-wise, just because obviously just get a few more under his belt. But he's certainly got the talent. He's the light middleweight division, as we said before, is a really, really good division. And I think he's right in the mix there, man. Yeah, just nice and comfortable. He's never really been in any danger. He's always been in almost first gear, isn't he?
He is. And he's looking for the openings constantly. And it looks like Hyuseinov doesn't know what's happening.
I like what he did at the first bit, where he did that little step and then rolled out. He's got some really, really good feet there, and it's worked really, really, really well behind that jab at times. But he's had good shot variation, switching between body and head, switching stances. So he's really had a good time. And a lovely right to the body there, we just hear in a very, very warm evening at York Hall. As I said, we're a sellout crowd. Been sold out for over 4 weeks. Hopefully those that didn't get a ticket, as I said before, I hope you're watching it live. Boxing Evolution TV. Get in contact via Twitter at Boxing Evolution TV. Nice jab there, and again Hyuseinov is almost knows he can't do a lot. We've gone into a bit of a shell, hasn't he, Mene? As you said, he seems quite content to just get through the rounds.
Most definitely does. I've not seen him throw a really concussive shot to even try and put Larry off, and Larry's just taking liberties.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to have thrown much. I think he'd be quite happy to get to the end of the 6 rounds, get his paycheck, and never see Larry ever again.
Definitely. Larry's just treating it like a little spar where he can try new things, and it's come off quite well.
So Hyuseinov not really considered a puncher. He's had 5 wins, but only 1 KO, and that was in Bulgaria against the debutant. And the Bulgarian scene is really hard to get a judge of how good the opponents are, and this is the trouble, as we said before, about the opponents coming over, about how good or not they are. And one thing I do know, whether it's from Bulgaria or anywhere else, Larry Ekundayo is a league above to that. shows on Facebook. Obviously, Boxing Evolution TV is on there. Also, Goodwin Boxing is on Facebook and Twitter. Get on Facebook, Goodwin Boxing. Type it in and pop it in now. Also on Twitter, Goodwin Boxing is on there at Goodwin_boxing. That's at Goodwin_boxing. And like I say, if you want to interact with the show tonight, give Matt a tweet at Boxing Evolution. He's man in the feed, so we're interested to hear what your thoughts of the show. So 6th of the last round. And I wonder if Larry will go for the stoppage now, Mano.
Well, this is it. Like, you could send him out to go and do a little rally and force a stoppage. I think he could go and get the stoppage. You know, but he may want to just get that extra round in. But I would want to go for the stoppage personally.
Yeah, I think he would too, and I think Larry does as well. And he get caught with 2 right hands there. And personally, I think Larry could stop him whenever he wanted to. I think he knows his league's above, and you know, we can't blame him for getting the rounds in and just showing people, showcasing what they've been missing for the last year or so of him being out, because he is a class operator.
Definitely, you find it hard to get a few matches now after this. If he goes for a decent opposition who's going to bring a title or a ranking.
There's fights out there for him anyway. I mean, obviously we see Brian Rose just recently went for the like middleweight title against Thing. I mean, that could be a good fight later on. Obviously, I know Brian went for the world title and was obviously looking to come back, and that could be a good fight for him.
Very good fight. Very good fight.
There's lots of good ones out there. Lots of good fights. So the light middleweight division is a good division. Larry just misses with the right and the left uppercut there. Controlled the centre of the ring all night, and that right hand he just can't miss, and that rocked Hyuseinov, and a big gulp of air there. When he's thrown that right hand with intent, man, he's hurt him every time he's landed with it.
He's fine with bad intentions.
Is there any faults you could give to Larry from today? Is there anything you think from today you've seen you think he needs to work on? Or do you think it's been a punch-perfect performance?
I think it's been a punch-perfect performance, especially when he's had that layoff. Where can you pick the faults? You know, he's not been caught by silly shots. He's worked the ring well. His timing looks brilliant. He's picking his shots.
That's a good thing. I can't remember a shot that's landed. I can't remember one that I thought he's got through or commented on. He's controlled the distance really well. He's had great feet. He's switched. It's almost watching like a cat play with a bird, isn't it? Once he's caught him, just sort of playing with a little bit. And he's certainly pleased his fans here as we hear Larry pick up from the stands here.
Definitely, he's boxed really well. He boxed really well.
And all you see as you look around is a sea of white t-shirts with LarryTheNatural.com on them. So he's obviously sold a lot of tickets. There's a lot of t-shirts here.
He's performed for the crowd.
And there's a right hand from Hyuseinov that was on the gloves, and there's a right hand back from Larry just in retaliation and answer. Shot a good jab there. And a great performance from Larry today. I'm glad he's back. Very pleased. Old, so he's not young. So he's got to move on. He can have a couple more because he's been out. But if he wants to get on with it, he's got to start to sort of make moves soon. There we go. Confirmation for me. That's one of the fights where I don't think we needed confirmation. I think it's one of the clearest victories I've happened to see at a Goodwin show, other than obviously a knockout. Very, very good performance. Again, those who watch the Boxing Evolution TV, we've still got a lot of bouts coming up. We've got Mike Pert, or Mustard Mike, coming up next versus Aranchev. We've got Miles Shinkwin versus Joel McIntyre after that. Chris Evangelou versus Mick Mills. Then Chris Adjadua versus Freddie Turner. Richard Comey versus Buckland, and then Brett Meaden versus Radoslav Bitev at the end.